Hi, how's beautiful? I'm Africa and welcome to my home. I think it was about 3 o'clock in the morning one night. I literally scrolled in Rightmove. I saw this house, double fronted, gorgeous big windows, 2 big bays. And I shook my husband up in the middle of the night and I said, I think I found it. There's not too much that we've done that is changing the layout at all. Bar one room, there was a small kind of like office just above the entrance corridor, and we knew it wouldn't be big enough for a 4th bedroom, so we changed that to an ensuite quite early on. I grew up with a mum who had a really unique sense of style and wanted to do something and did it. And so I'm no stranger to having ideas and just trialing them. You know, my grandma's the same. We've never felt the need to cater to other people's style, but just to create whatever feels nice. So my husband and I, we are both descendants from the Caribbean. I'm from a tiny island next to Grenada called Carriacou, and my husband's from Jamaica, his parents are. I'm a Rastafarian, that's my faith. And I find that the colours that we've chosen in our homes, they are so reminiscent of the islands that we come from. So everywhere that you walk, every home that you pass will have these sort of really bright colours, but they've been well worn over the time. So I can't describe it any other way than being sun-bleached, really. Tones that feel like they started off really bold and have then just been aged over time is what I tend to gravitate towards. And just naturally, I feel like we have pops of that in every single room. It's just what we gravitate towards. And it means that we're not sticking to a colour palette. I think a lot of people at face value might think that we have a colour palette, but really nothing's off limits. It's just that because we prioritise vintage, we prioritise pre-love, things that have lived another life, by the time they get to our homes, they're all kind of this lovely, muted, well-worn tone. This room felt very different when we first moved in. It had really bold carpet throughout. There was like a flocked white wallpaper on all the walls. The only detail that I do really miss, it did have original coving in it, but because we knew we had to go back to brick and because we had to do work to the ceiling as well, unfortunately that had to go. I think in terms of feeling, actually a cousin of mine came down a couple of years ago. He'd never seen the house before. One of the first things that he said is that it reminded him so much of my Auntie Jackie's house in the 90s. And I can't really explain that any more than that is the feeling that we wanted in this space. It's very warm, to say there's so much white here, but it's very accessible, it's very tactile. You can see all the imperfections on the wall still, all the different shades of wood coming through, lots of plants. It needed to be a room where it was never going to be off limits. Kids, adults, friends, we could always socialise in here. The kids get in from school, this is where we are, we get in from work, we all spend a lot of time here. We've added quite a few details, so you can see there's kind of like a trompe de l'oeil feature going around the edge, and that was my kind of bid to bring in some colour after we unfortunately lost the coving. So this is a collection that I designed with a friend of mine, Lucy. Originally I'd asked her to come down and actually hand paint them for me, and we spent a bit of time going back and forth over colour and worked out that it's probably better if she did it remotely, painted it all on a border and we applied it. We did it in a few different colour variations for different rooms in the house. A few years later, we decided to sell them. I spoke to so many people that wanted a really accessible way to bring in interest, basically, into their home. I think it really, really makes a lovely addition. This colour's called Callaloo, after the famous plant from where I'm from. I'd bought these really beautiful cast iron radiators from an amazing person on eBay who'd literally just installed them for his wife and she didn't like the colour, so pretty much brand new. These were in our former bedroom, in our former bathroom as well, and one of the plus sides, I guess, of social housing is that we did have to reset everything, or at least give them permission to reset it. So that meant that when we did move, we were able to take the radiators with us, and we just had to purchase the original ones that were put in. That's the tale of the radiators that have done 3 homes, 2 of ours, and very, very good value for money. The cushions, these are gorgeous. So the red, yellow and green is obviously really influential in my culture, and it's just lovely to have accents of them together in our home. These are actually reclaimed Killing rugs. And I just think it's so nice that they probably would have gone to landfill otherwise. So you'll see a few of them dotted throughout the home, but wherever possible, I've gone for the red, yellow and green combo. So one of the more memorable pieces from our home is probably the Boston's chalkware heads. I love them so much. My grandma's got a set of about 8 or so, but she does have these 4. And I think I just loved more specifically that my grandma, she's white English, she has always had so many different cultures visible in her home. And I think particularly today, particularly fitting to have had all these positive connotations of particularly men in turbans of different backgrounds. I know that that's had a really lovely, subtle influence when I was growing up. So now we're in our dining room. This is a really special space for us because for the longest time we've never had a dining room. Even having a table in our last flat was a huge deal, and that was in our living room. One of the things I love the most about this room is that it feels like we are literally still in our former flat. The theatre chairs that I'll show you in a moment came from that same space, the piano, the table, even the shelving units. It was really important with our children that we were able to set up spaces that felt consistent to where we were before. These theatre chairs / church chairs, we're never really sure. I bought these maybe about 6 or 7 years ago now, and I think going from a smaller home just to have something like this where you've got optional seating that takes up minimal space, the kids love it too. I try not to have favourites, but this side does tend to have more of my favourite pieces on it, to be fair. Some really sweet pieces. So my sister bought me back this shell, we call them lambi, the animal that's inside, from Carriacou, where we're from. This really beautiful onyx donkey, which I got after my dad passed. My dad, he used to always ride a donkey. That was his #1 mode of transport, even though he had a lovely Land Rover Defender. And nobody rides a donkey where we're from, by the way. That's not a thing. He just, when he retired, I think he just had all these visions and connotations of him being a farmer. So when he was able to do that, made a point of having a donkey and rode it everywhere. So this little one is really precious to me, really special. I just love that, you know, it could be all beiges in this space, but actually the closer you look, there are some really beautiful bold colours. I think it just draws your eye in what would otherwise be quite a beige room. We're in our kitchen. The home that we left previously, it was a former corridor that got converted into a kitchen. So I think when both the cupboard doors were open, you probably had about 20 centimetres space. So narrow, so tiny. But it's a really lovely space. Still very surreal to be in such a large space, big enough to have a little coffee table in anyway. I had high dreams of having a really statement oven. We actually bought this for that last space. It's 110 centimetres wide, so we compromised so much in that tiny space. But this was another eBay find. So this was £280. I knew I wanted a range cooker. I had my sights on an Aga, did my research and thought it might be a bit too much hassle. But my paternal grandma, I don't know much about her, but she had a range master in Yorkshire when she lived here. Lived and worked here, as I say, from the Windrush generation. And then when she retired back in 2000, I think it was, with my granddad back in Grenada, she actually shipped her oven back home with her. So if you go to her home now, it's the most surreal experience. It's middle of this tiny island in the Caribbean, and yeah, pride of place in her kitchen is her range master. So I kind of had that affinity. I say it about all the rooms, they do feel like the heart of the home, and I think that's more testament to finally having a space that suits our family size and not ever wanting any room to be off limits or not used as much. So, you know, it was important to us to have a table in this room, straight after school, crafting, homework, things like that. Just really lovely. I think coming from a kitchen where we literally had a stair gate across the door because it was so small and dangerous for the children to be in there with us, we are really trying to make the use of every square inch of this space. It's lovely that it's a family affair. This is the primary bedroom. It was so important to us that we just had a nice, clean space that still felt really cosy. So texture you've probably guessed by now, is like a recurring theme throughout. And I just love to be able to build up the theatrics of the bed with different bedding. So never too precious, lots of mix and match, lots of different colours, but it all just feels really special together. This room was so different. We knew we wanted it to feel calm. We knew we wanted to have lots of natural textures, so straight away we ripped up the carpet. We had gone for like a grey Osmo, I think it was, if memory serves correct, on the floor, which gives this really nice rustic brown look, oddly enough. And a bit of drama. It's a basic platform bed, but I thought by adding the canopy, it gives it that effect of a four-poster in a really nice, cost-effective way. So we've stripped all of the doors in our home. This is the door to the ensuite. And as my husband was sanding, this was the only one that had all these amazing layers underneath, all these really vibrant colours, which is so lovely because it reflects perfectly all the bright colours opposite it in our bedroom. Sanding away, and I said, you can stop right there, it's perfect now. I think it looks really great. So this room was previously a fourth bedroom / small studio office, and we just thought we'd make most use of it, obviously having a big family, by converting it to an ensuite. So there's a lot of reclaimed materials in here, believe it or not. This actual big unit here, this wooden one, came from our last flat. We had another sink mounted on it previously. The taps also from the last flat, the mirror, and even the shower. So again, one of the best things about having to reset a property is that it was really easy for us to bring these things that we brought into our previous space, and obviously having them removed professionally and having them installed again here. So now we're in our guest room, which still feels very surreal to say after years of living in a smaller space. And I think having moved 70 miles away from all of our friends and family, we just knew that, at least while the children were very young anyway, that it was really important to prioritise a space where friends and family could stay. So it's usually one of our mums that's staying here, or my sisters, my brother and the kids come down often as well. And I wanted there to be a dedicated space where people knew that they wasn't putting us out as a family. So we've done a few, like nice creature comforts. We've always got fresh towels in the room. We've always got spare toothbrushes and things like that. I like to have a selection of pillows, like it feels a bit more like a hotel, which feels quite special. And then the wardrobe that we've got in here as well is always empty. It's just like a small unit, a vintage locker. But yeah, just nice for people to know that they're not putting us out at all. And as I say, especially while the children are young, for there to be that dedicated space for them. The reclaimed African drum, I just thought it made the most beautiful side table. We've had that in 2 of our homes now. It's just so lovely. It's a little bit unstable, so we warn all of our guests before they put anything too precious on there. But yeah, it's just so lovely, a really nice focal talking point as well. I hope you've enjoyed having a nose around my home, and hopefully it's provided a bit of inspiration to make the choices that feel authentic to you. Thanks for watching.